Despite the cold tonight, ISU hosted a fully sold-out MLK Jr. cultural dinner with a special guest. The featured speaker was Karine Jean-Pierre, the former White House press secretary and special advisor to President Joe Biden. She was the first black person and openly queer person to serve as the White House press secretary. She was also the longest-serving female in the role. The dinner was held in the Bowen Student Center, and while there, Jean-Pierre took the opportunity to speak on the current political climate and the need for both parties to work together.
And in order to have a functioning democracy, you need a political party, two political parties that are working. And that is my fear. The partisanship is killing us right now and is hurting our democracy. We're about to celebrate 250 years of this country, 250 years.
She says one way to honor Martin Luther King's legacy is to not shy away from those uncomfortable conversations. The message of equality, unity is just as important now as it was back then, she says.